Welcome back, everybody, to a special edition of the Kansas City Commercial Real Estate Market Pulse. I'm your host, as always, Logan Freeman. I'm joined by Parker Williams. I told you guys you'd be seeing a lot of him coming up here very soon, and here he is again. Parker, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Logan. Thanks for having me back on.
Absolutely, and we're super stoked to bring you guys a really unique opportunity here in Kansas City. So welcome to our property spotlight of 10907 East 87th Street in Kansas City, Missouri. It is a rare opportunity to own a 14.26 acre campus style property with significant redevelopment potential. And it currently features around 11 units, and it's being offered for sale at $1.6 million. The size and the scope of this property really do make it ideal for investors looking to expand or reimagine a development opportunity. And Parker's going to talk about all of the different permitted uses and opportunities here. But as you can see with this image, it is just gorgeous land, rolling hills, beautiful property. And the acreage gives us plenty of room to work with for future growth and opportunities. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into it. Parker, what's the property snapshot look like on this deal?
Yeah, so this property sits on 14.26 acres and includes 7 existing buildings with a total of 11 residential units. So, one of the most important details with this property has been the certificate of nonconforming use.
Yes.
So, it's currently zoned R80, but that certificate protects the multifamily that's already or that he built on the property. So that's pretty significant because a new buyer is just not purchasing land. So it's not just land value, but they're helping, and then they get that passed on with the sale of the land. So it has legal protection for multifamily.
Absolutely. Yeah. Total units here, we have 6 two-bedroom units. We need to get that updated, Parker. It says 7 right here, but it's 6 two-bedroom units, 3 studios, and actually 2 single-family homes. Okay, 1 single-family home really presents the opportunity to live in this property and utilize the rest of the properties as investment opportunities. So we'll showcase that in some photos here very soon. One thing to note about the multifamily units, they have been completely renovated, every single one of them. They are around 85 to 90% complete. Okay. We have around $87,000 remaining for the road and parking work to be done. And owner is willing to do that. So as long as that's reflected in the purchase price, we do have private septic system for the utility and the sewer here. We can tie into the city sewer, but it is quite a long ways away. It's not in an opportunity zone that we know of. So, in regards to tax incentive benefits available, likely not to go OZ, but there could be other opportunities to look at. And I just want to highlight the fact that Parker had mentioned the key advantage of the R80 zoning, which does not allow for multifamily development, but it has a certificate of non-conforming use, which legally protects that multifamily opportunity. Okay, so in regards to the actual opportunity, we've given you kind of an update on what it is, and it's really an irreplaceable location established in the Kansas City corridor, right? And the owner here has invested over $1.8 million in this property. So Parker, talk to us a little bit about what the owner has done on this property.
Yeah, so that's another benefit is it's not just a raw development. He's put a lot of work into it, just building all of these what were chicken coops into these nice multifamily spots. He's invested 1.8 million into construction and renovations, infrastructure, and site improvements.
Mm.
Most of the like difficult and expensive groundwork has been completed, as well as towards the back of the property, he's cleared out what used to be a bunch of woods, and now it's just this nice open space for if you want to, put more houses there or just anything else. You still have, I don't know, maybe 8 to 10 acres left to build back there. And then the buyer, yeah, he just has a lot of land left, so there's a lot more opportunity on top of what he's already put on the property.
Yeah, and don't think just this property is suited for multifamily. It has existing buildings on it, right? But it's well suited for a range of acquisition profiles, including multifamily investors, but faith-based organizations, nonprofits, even agricultural operators and residential developers. The scale of the land, it really does create a meaningful long-term optionality that extends well beyond existing residential income streams. So like we said at the beginning of this property, or this episode today, this property is really a rare, unique opportunity to have a vision come to life here, and we're excited about what's going to happen with this opportunity. So here's a great picture. You know, like Parker had mentioned, the existing structures only occupy really a fraction of the total acreage. So a lot of the land is still available for future uses. Or just sit there and look at it because it's gorgeous. It sits up on a high elevation, rolling hills you can see for miles over here. We've talked about the certificate of non-conforming use. We have that in our data room. So please do find that data room. We'll link to our listing, but you can reach out to Parker or myself, and we can get you this offering memorandum as well as the listing information. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about the market and where it's located, right? So tell us a little bit about where we're at here, Parker, on the market overview.
Yeah, so it's in East Kansas City, so it has access to a lot of the highways and major regional corridors, including Interstate 435, Interstate 70, US Highway 40. So the connectivity provides access to downtown, Independence, Blue Springs, Lee Summit. What's cool about where it's located is there's not, with the certificate of non-conforming use, I keep coming back to that because it's really important for this property. There's not a lot of multifamily options here, so it's surrounded by residential. So it provides kind of a nice, quiet area for those maybe faith-based retreat centers or nonprofit areas. So you're surrounded by residential housing with all that land. So you have a nice kind of quiet, secure area.
Yeah, you get metropolitan accessibility. You've got expansive open land and the the privacy that a campus style user needs. So this combination is difficult to replicate in the marketplace, and it's a rare find in the market. A couple of more things to think about in regards to this location is we've got a healthcare hub here. All right, so you got Swope Health Hickman Mills. Right, this is a brand new facility that opened up in January of 2024. We have good schools around here. So you've got Santa Fe Elementary, the high school is also very close to here. Hickman Mills Middle School. They just opened, in the district, just opened a new real world learning center in fall of 2024. Retail and services, Walmart's nearby. Quick Trip, it's got 24-hour convenience and fuel. It's right in the corridor. This 87th Street corridor has neighborhood retail and the service businesses that serve the daily community needs. And, in regards to the area development and planning, this Hickman Mills area plan was updated by the Kansas City, Missouri City Council to guide the future growth. And that plan really prioritizes regional employment centers, improved transportation, and quality commercial development. So, like Parker mentioned, it is located at a strategic convergence of I-435, I-70, US 40, and Missouri 350. So you have excellent regional connectivity here. All right. So just a quick snapshot of the property. 14.26 acres. We have 7 existing buildings, 11 residential units. You've got 614,000 square feet of land. Current owner has invested around $1.8 to $1.9 million into the property. And those residential units on the multifamily side are about 85% complete. So there's some opportunity here as well. Again, we are pricing this opportunity at $1.6 million. So let's go through some of the investment highlights that we've talked about here, Parker, and then we'll get into the value add opportunity.
Yeah. So again, the certificate of non-conforming use is a huge investment highlight. Another highlight is the near completion asset. So you're coming in to potential revenue opportunity with these multifamily, with this multifamily property. Once you finish the remaining work, and the remaining work, once you go out there and look at it, I mean, it's just really small, tedious things. I mean, the bulk of it's really done. There's beautiful bathrooms in there and all that. So once you finish those small, tedious, 85% of it, you You can go into that multifamily, and then the property provides multiple potential exit strategies. So a buyer could operate the housing, sell to another residential investor, reposition it for an institutional user, or investigate future development opportunities. So there's just kind of a lot of stuff you could do with all this land.
Yeah, they always say that, land is the one thing they're not making more of. And finding over 14 contiguous acres in the KC Metro is increasingly hard to find, especially with this zoning. So it's not just about today's value. This land has strong long-term appreciation potential as the market continues to develop. So let's get through some of the value add opportunities here. Again, current owner has already invested 1.8 to 1.9 million dollars in the construction and renovations and the infrastructure and the site improvements. Those multifamily properties are about 85% complete. One of the single family homes is beautiful. You can go ahead and move into that. And let's say you got a big family, you want to be able to have a compound on, you can get creative with the use here. What remains is around the parking completion, some appliances, and the final finishes on these multifamily deals. So this is a value add opportunity for a qualified buyer who can step in and finish those final stage items, right? So once completed, the asset will be stabilized and generating you cash flow as a campus style opportunity. So the heavy lifting really is done here. The next owner just needs to cross the finish line. What did I miss here on the value add, Parker?
Yeah, I mean, I would say I really like it as a kind of owner user opportunity. I think somebody that come in and move into that main house and find a way to utilize those multifamily units for retreats, or just I don't know, renting it out, Airbnbs. There's a lot of options you can do with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go through the multifamily side of things. Again, 11 campus style units, 6 2-bedroom units, 3 studio units, and 2 single family homes. Okay. And I think this campus kind of layout opens up diverse revenue models that you can pursue. You can have standard market rate rentals, employee or staff housing, corporate or executive housing, mission driven or ministry residences, guest or retreat accommodations. There's a lot of different opportunities because this flexibility means that we're not locked into one use case. You can adapt to market demand or your organizational needs on this property. So if you want to learn about all of the different permitted uses, we have that in our deal room. We have that available for you to evaluate. It's very clean cut. And we have the certificate of non-conforming use there as well. So here's the unit mix and kind of a rent roll here just to kind of showcase the 2 bedrooms, the studios, and the single family residences. Again, 11 units here. You can debate on what the actual rent levels can be there. If you need rental comps in the area, please do reach out to Parker and myself. We have those available here for you as well. So in regards to the development potential, we're really looking at kind of 5 different distinct pathways for this property. I think each one has its own strong potential. We've talked a lot about the multifamily stabilization, but a faith-based campus, right? I mean, the 14 acres offers room to build out a full community, sanctuary, classrooms, fellowship spaces, outdoor areas for gathering and for events, nonprofit and community use. You could develop housing, add counseling services, childcare facilities, or community programs. The open space really is the asset here. As Kansas City continues to grow outward, the land becomes increasingly valuable for future residential development here as well. So each option really kind of leverages different strengths of these properties, right? The existing structures, the land sizes, and the location. So you have a lot of different flexibility depending on market conditions and the community needs. Parker, walk us through some of the permitted uses and the remarkable flexibility that this property has right now.
Yeah, so you got residential, faith-based, nonprofit, agricultural, and long-term development. Residential, we've gone over quite a bit. It's just that multifamily opportunity that they got with that certificate. Faith-based would probably be my favorite use for this land. I just think the location and the quietness and just the beauty of the area is, it'd be a really cool spot to go on retreats or go with your religious group and, get away out in the quiet. And then nonprofit, institutional, what you could do, house to house. So, nonprofits that are housing less fortunate people for time beings before they move on to different housing. So temporary housing situation. So yeah, the key word is just kind of possibility. There's endless possibilities for this land. And yeah, it's really whoever wants to use their imagination to take advantage of all the land in the great area.
Absolutely. And again, the owner has invested around 1.8 to 1.9 million dollars. We're asking 1.6 million dollars. So there's been substantial capital improvements across this campus, building renovations in the residential units, site grading and land preparation, core infrastructure and the utility systems, a gate that is ready to be operational at the begin or is operational at the property, right? About 15% of this work still remains to kind of complete this. Final appliances and finishes, the road improvements and the parking completion. But the campus really does offer several different attractive kind of natural features. You have mature trees with an established canopy, rolling topography with open land areas, privacy due to the dispersed building layout, as well as significant acreage for future or expansion development. So it really is a unique combination of three key strengths. It can generate income right now, it has protected land value, and is essentially ready to operate. Most of the heavy lifting has already been done, right? The location matters, right? This is one of Kansas City's most accessible submarkets that's still unserved, sorry, meaning less competition and more opportunity, like Parker has mentioned. The buyer pool is unusually broad, right? It could appeal to multifamily operators, to religious organizations, land investors, even institutions looking for campus space. So the flexibility really here is the value proposition, okay? Opportunities like this with the combination of characteristics are genuinely rare. And this isn't something that comes around regularly. So we just want to go through some of the property photos here so you can see. Now, we have made this very clear to the owner that the choices of the colors of these properties were not his decision, but one of his family members' decisions. Cobalt blue, and I'm not sure what you call that yellow, but it is brand new and it is painted and it is there. So, we've got some very distinct, powerful statements being made with the interiors, but you can see the level of finishes here. I mean, it's brand new, not been lived in, completely renovated. Okay. So going on to the single family home, look at this. This thing is beautiful, right? And he's done a really good job going through this one big single family home here. So if you are someone who is interested in living on site with a beautiful single family home that's been completely renovated and have the optionality to do something with your rest of your property, you've got it right here. This is a very unique opportunity. So if you are interested in 10907 East 87th Street, you can reach out to Parker Williams here. He's got his phone number up here, his email, and we have this listed on Crexy, LoopNet, the MLS, so you should be able to find this rare, unique opportunity. Give us a call if you've got an interesting use. We'll work through it with you. Flexibility really matters here. The owner really wants to find the right user for this property to take it to fruition. Parker, any final questions or things that we mentioned before wrapping up here?
Yeah, I love talking about this property. I love all the ideas and the creative ways that we can use it. So I'm happy to talk anytime. It's a fun one to work on. So yeah, give me a call.
All right, excellent. It's been another special edition of the Kansas City Commercial Real Estate Market Pulse with our property spotlight highlighting 10907 East 87th Street in Kansas City, Missouri. Truly a one of a kind opportunity for you to put your finishing touches on. And if you have any needs in regards to commercial real estate in Kansas City, our team provides comprehensive guidance on property details. We can help you with financing options and next steps. So do reach out to us. Our website is www.mwcreadvisors.com. Parker Williams, I know that you are not in the office today, but you're still making it happen on your little mini vacation. So thanks for being here and just walking everybody through this opportunity, man. We really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. I'm happy to do it. Thanks for having me on.
All right. We'll see you guys next week on another episode of the Kansas City Commercial Real Estate Market Pulse. We have a few more opportunities that are going to be coming out here live. So make sure if you're not on our email list, either on LinkedIn, on the newsletter, or on our main email list, you can find that at our website. And all of our information is on our website for our listings, our case studies, as well as all of the press releases that we're doing on a regular basis. So check us out, reach out to us, and thanks for tuning in. Parker, thanks for being here.
Thank you.